Hi guys, just doing a quick review on The Evil Dead 2, the sequel to the first Evil Dead movie. As you can see in the background, I just watched it again. Yeah, definitely still a great horror movie. So this one's more comedic than the first one. The first one was definitely more horrific. I mean, the only funny thing about the first one was some of the practical effects. I mean, some of them was impressive for the time. Others, you can kind of tell that they were a bit hilarious if you look at them at these days. Yeah, because we've seen way better. In these modern days compared to back then. Yeah, because these were like the 80s. Well, this one was this one 1980 something? I can't remember. I know it's like 5-6 years after the first movie anyway. So yeah. I mean, in some areas there was a bit better, but there still wasn't really quite there yet. Yeah, with some of the stuff that we see. Basically, it's kind of the same story as the first one. Also, I'll be, talking about spoilers for this movie, so if you haven't seen it, then probably best to watch the movie first, then come back to the review. Yeah. So yeah, basically it's like the same story as the first one, where a group of friends, well, this time it's just Ash and his new girlfriend, because in the previous movie, like, his girlfriend and his friends got, killed. So it's kind of funny that he would decide to do the same thing again. He probably thought he wasn't going to be in the same situation twice. But after that experience from the first movie, I would never go to like a cabin or even rent one or whatever they was doing. Like, I'd never do that again. I'd rather go to a hotel or something. Yeah, but instead he decides to go to a place like this once again with his girlfriend, his new girlfriend. But man, things actually start much quicker than the first movie, so I have to give it that. But then I'm thinking like, wait, are we only going to be with Ash for like the whole movie, because his girlfriend gets killed so quick? Like, wow, they didn't waste no time getting into this sequel with all the horror and stuff. But this one's more comedic, especially when you see his girlfriend dancing with her head off. Yeah, and then he has to chainsaw her afterwards because he already knows what to do because of he's already had like this experience before. And also after he took care of his girlfriend, like, he does that camera thing where it's coming closer to Ash. He actually gets him. He gets spinned around into like a tree or something. But then he's kind of like, he's actually a bit possessed after that, but then it doesn't fully take him because, I don't know, daytime or something. I can't really remember the reason why it doesn't fully take him over in that moment. Because we actually do see Ash as one of the possessed people. Yeah. But then, like, there's this house that's trying to kill him that he has to go refuge into. Well, that was kind of the house that they was planning to stay at, but then, turned out badly. Then you just see the whole house laughing and stuff. Yeah. I can't remember if the moose attacks him or not. Well, I was kind of not watching that some parts of the movie, but yeah. Like, it was like just like for like 5 minutes, I wasn't, watching the movie because I was doing something, but yeah. I can't remember if the moose attacks or moves its head or anything. Like on Time Splitters Future Perfect, when the moose actually comes to life and attacks you. I think it does in Ash vs Evil Dead, when they go to like a similar house and he actually attacks them. I'm not sure. But yeah, it gets to a point where his hand gets bit by his girlfriend before he kills her, and that comes to life and he has to chainsaw it off, but then it's still trying to attack him. It's just hilarious. And then these other characters, I think her name's Annie. She's like the daughter of this professor who kind of unleashed this curse once again, which got him and his wife possessed. I don't know what happened to the dad really. Did he just kill himself or something? But he basically starts this, and then like when the daughter gets back with her friends, she thinks that Ash killed them, and then locks him into the cellar, kind of similar to the cellar from the first movie. But then like one of her parents is down the cellar and starts attacking Ash. So then they release him and they work together to, take on Annie's family. Yeah. But, one of them decides to run away into the forest and we get a similar tree scene to the first one, but it's not really as graphic. Yeah, happily. She just gets killed. Then the other guy, who's an idiot, man, he tries to find another way out and tries to go after the girl and even holding Ash at gunpoint and stuff. And then, he does end up getting killed, but it's kind of funny. It's by Annie by accident because she thinks that he's a threat, but he's not, and accidentally stabs him. And then she puts him next to the cellar where her mother is, and then he gets devoured. She tries to save him, but he gets devoured, so that was kind of stupid. But he was kind of stupid anyway for what he was doing. as for Ash, he's kind of coming more to the Ash that we know from, the one that we'll know from Army of Darkness, Ash versus Evil Dead, like the badass Ash. Because we don't really get him until like basically in the third act, we don't really get the badass Ash. I mean, he luckily survives the first movie, but in the second movie, like the climax, like he's just like a full badass Ash at that point. When he puts the chainsaw in his hand and the boomstick. Basically the moment when he says "groovy," yeah, that classic line. That's when he becomes the badass Ash we all know and love, and Annie's kind of helping him as well, because she knows about the book that her dad read to unleash this evil, so she's going to help pull it back basically. But I guess they need to slay the mother first, because that idiot guy who was holding him at gunpoint kind of put the book pages in the cellar, so they have to take care of the mother. They take care of her, but then while Annie's reading the book, she gets stabbed, and then Ash has to, try fight the thing that's getting unleashed. It seems like it's about to lose, but then Annie, luckily is still alive and finishes off the words. So I can't remember if Annie dies or not. I don't know if she bleeds out. Probably. I can't really remember going into the sequel. Well, Army of Darkness is mainly in the medieval time, because in the book you kind of see that there was someone who was trying to stop this evil, but they failed, and that was actually Ash, because he actually went back in time, and that's what happens at the end of the movie. And then he probably realizes in that moment, when he's screaming "No," that he was actually the person who messed it up the first time. So yeah. So by the end of the movie, he's basically stuck in the medieval times, like after defeating this evil in the present day. At the time, the 80s, yeah. And that's pretty much how it ends and sets up the sequel, Army of Darkness. So yeah, it's definitely way more fun than the first one. But then, the first one is a lot more horror. Yeah. And I was thinking, like, was this one more gorier than the first movie? I'd say the first movie is now more gory than, the second one. Yeah, there is a bit more. There is some gore moments, but, they kind of focus more on comedy and stuff, so yeah. At the end of the day, it's still a great sequel to the first movie. Army of Darkness, I guess I'll review that someday, because for the rest of my reviews for Halloween, it's going to be Texas Chainsaw, and I'll see if I can review Halloween Kills on the 31st, but it might spread into November 1st instead, so yeah. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching my review. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.